All right, how's it going, everybody? All right, sorry I haven't been live. I think within the past week, I've just been doing a lot of things. So I wanted to share some good news with you guys, ones that have been following me on Instagram for probably over a year and a half now. I finally got some funding. I wouldn't say funding, but I finally gathered up a big portfolio that I'll be managing at this point. So I'm very stoked about that. I'm happy about that, and this was one of my goals for 2016, and it couldn't happen any sooner. So I've been just gathering some paperwork, doing filling out the contracts and everything. So I've been really busy. I even missed the Traders Expo out in New York today because of this. So this is very important, and most of my time obviously will be going towards me managing this portfolio. It's a big portfolio. And again, this is what I've been waiting for. So now, in the past 2 weeks, you guys have been, sending me messages on Instagram and email, and I'm sorry I couldn't keep up with all of the messages. But basically, everybody, most of you guys are fairly new to trading, and almost every single person that hit me up, I told you guys to have patience and don't just start trading yet. Okay, I was supposed to start a 6-month class regarding trading. Okay, I am still in the works of that, but again, at this point of me managing a portfolio, it's a fairly large portfolio. I'm gonna have to put a hold on that shortly, but it is not at the table, so I will still be holding the class. Now, I'm gonna just real quick before I go into my watch list for tomorrow and what I'll be trading this week and doing some charting. I just want to answer some of the questions that were asked to me, and these are like questions that I asked people. Okay, and some of them were answered and some of them were not answered. Okay, most of you guys are new traders. Most of you guys don't have large capital. Okay, what I mean by large capital? A large capital can mean anything. Okay, it could mean various different numbers. Anybody trading under 25 with a $25,000 portfolio, I consider a small account. Okay, and then 25 up is a decent size account. All right, even 15,000 is a decent size account. But if you're trading, I'm gonna put categories. If you're under a category, okay, of anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 account, okay, this is advice for you guys. Now, most of you guys are trading stocks. You guys want to understand how to trade stocks. Okay, when I started, I learned how to trade stocks. But before I learned how to trade stocks, I learned how to look at companies. When you trade stocks, even if you're a day trader, okay, again, even as a day trader, you're only looking at charts. You're doing technical analysis. But you should understand what moves a company. What is a good company? What makes a good company? How can a company be better? And when you trade a stock or you invest a stock, a lot of people, they just focus on the one stock. But I try to envision myself as a business owner, a company CEO. When you trade a stock, you're looking to invest a stock. So let's say we're looking to invest in Verizon or T-Mobile. Okay, a lot of traders, when they invest in these companies, they don't take the fact that they should be also analyzing their competitors. Okay, so I say that to say, if you want to learn how to trade stocks, learn about companies. Learn companies from a business perspective. Okay, you don't just come into trading and you look at a stock and say a company, for example, let's say Verizon, and say, okay, I think Verizon is good because a lot of my friends have Verizon. Like, that's the most ridiculous way of looking at it. Or most of the people that I know have Verizon cell phones, so Verizon is a great company. Like, that's ridiculous when I hear that, when I hear traders talking like that, because it's one of the most inaccurate reasons or ways to go into a particular stock. So if you're trading anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 account, okay, don't look at traders that are making $1,000 a day or $1,000 every 3 days. Okay, you have to come up with a plan. And in my previous live streams, I gave you guys a guide of how to trade a portfolio, an account that is only $1,000. Okay, trading is no different than any other profession, and I always say this. Okay, do not come into stocks and trading stocks if you think this is going to be a hobby. The traders that lose are the hobby traders. Okay, what is a hobby trader? A hobby trader is a person that just trades, you know, 1 day or 2 days, 3 days out the week, and it's just because of what he or she sees going on in the news, or they're like, okay, I want $300. I'm gonna try to get $300 today. That's a hobby trader to me. Okay, you can't be a hobby trader if you're coming into trading stocks with the vision of you're gonna be a hobby trader and you're gonna make money any day you feel like it. You're gonna fail. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to fail. Okay, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of research. All right. So you guys ask me advice. I try to give you guys as much advice as I can, but I'll tell you this, my advice is just not enough for you guys to advance and be good traders. I can give you the advice. I can guide you to resources that I've used. A lot of you guys ask for mentorship. I say, yes, I can mentor you guys, but I can't give you that time of day. I can't give you all my time, especially if there's no compensation. And I never ask for any compensation, because I understand if you're a new trader, you don't have the funds to give somebody to teach you how to trade. So that's why I try my best to give you guys as much advice as I could, given that I have the time. So now, for a person that can't afford a mentorship, and again, I do not charge, okay? I do not charge for my advice. I don't charge teaching people how to trade, again, when I have the time to do so. But what advice can I give you if you don't have the money to pay somebody to mentor you? That advice would be, one, make Google your best friend. Literally make Google your best friend, okay? Literally. So if I go to google.com, right, and this is how I started. I started by using Google. So if I go to Google and say, what is the stock market? Some of you guys don't even take the initiative to understand what the stock market is. You guys want to trade stocks, but when I ask a simple question, do you know what a stock market is? And a lot of people do not have the answer to that. It is one of the most simple questions that another investor or trader can ask you. Okay, make Google your best friend. Google has the answers. Google is Google for a reason. It's lasted this long for a reason. Google is almost like an internet college. Okay, Google can be your mentor in anything you want. I mean, look at, I wanted to change a part in my car. I didn't want to take it to a mechanic. Okay, I printed out a step-by-step guide on how to change the part. The actual mechanical part is the CCV on my car. Okay, and 23 pages, and it tells me exactly how to do it myself. It'll take me 4 hours. Okay, I'm far from a mechanic. Do I know mechanics? No, I don't. But I like to learn, so I went to Google and I printed it out, and it taught me, telling me exactly what I need to do. So the point is, make Google your best friend. Okay, you're gonna have to read. Me, when I was a student in high school, even middle school, and in college, okay, I didn't like to read. But when it came to business, when it came to investment, when it came to accounting, when it came to finance, that's what I love to do, and I loved and enjoyed reading it. So if you truly think that you love, or you're going to love how, trading and investing money and talking stocks, then you should have no problem reading books. Okay, one of the books that I have recommended to probably over 100 traders in social media is, and again, I don't even get a kickback. I don't even know who the author is. I just read the book and I like it. Is Short-Term Trading by Tony Turner. Okay, it's a good book, Short-Term Trading, and it is written by Tony Turner. This is a good book. Why? Because I put my shoes. I look at how I was when I first started trading. I'm reading these books, and these books have words that I needed a dictionary on top of reading the book. Okay. And some of the books like Day Trading for Dummies and Fundamental Analysis for Dummies and Technical Analysis for Dummies, you're gonna need you're gonna need a dictionary, because the words that they use is so complicated. They aren't words that we use day in and day out. So this book, Short Term Trading by Tony Turner, she's very smart because she lays out the book, she lays out all of the information you're gonna need regarding trading, but in basic words, basic vocabulary that the average Joe can understand. And on top of that, she has quizzes in the book, okay? And when you take the quiz, you take it honestly. So you take the quiz and then you check to see if you at the end, if you did good. If you didn't do good, you don't move forward to the next chapter. So you treat it almost as if you're in a college class. You have to treat it, and you're gonna need discipline. So again, Short-Term Trading by Tony Turner. You can look, and there's various other books. If you guys want, I can create a list of books. You're going to see books. Many traders recommend a lot of different books. The problem is a lot of traders that recommend books are, one, either the author, or two, get a kickback for mentioning these books. Okay, I don't get any kickback for any books that I mention. Again, okay, I only mention books that filter out all of the crap that you don't need, and only have the stuff and information that you do need. So you're coming into the game with $1,000, anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. Now what? Okay, you're gonna look at the broker. There's different brokers, and again, in my prior live stream, if you guys check it out, I did a whole live stream on brokers. So what is a broker? A broker is somebody that not manages but keeps your money. Okay, that basically the person or trustee of your money, your account balance. So it's almost like a bank. Okay, you give the money, they hold your money. You give the money to your broker. A broker tends to be for stocks or obviously other things, but we're going to say a brokerage firm for stocks. There's plenty of them. There's thousands. Okay. If we want to include prop firms. If you're coming in with 1,000 to 5,000, I suggest you go to a reputable broker. So you have TD Ameritrade, you have Scottrade, you have E-Trade, Fidelity. Out of all the retail brokers, if you were to ask me which one I think are good brokers, I'm going to say TD Ameritrade is my number one, and my number two is going to be Fidelity. Okay. Again, why do I choose TD Ameritrade? Well, if you're coming into the game with $1,000 to $5,000, you want a broker that has a small amount of fees. Okay, so if you open up a brokerage firm with TD Ameritrade and you trade through TD Ameritrade, you're good. When you fund the account, you're going to have the first 60 days free trading. So if you can place as many trades as you want within the first 60 days, and they're going to be free, you're not going to pay a dime for trading. So that's going to be beneficial for you, because again, you have a small account. So the less amount of fees you pay is going to be better for you. Okay, gives you an advantage to building up your account, and that's going to be your main focus. And let's not forget, they had the best platform out of all retail brokers, probably out of all brokers that I've ever seen. Okay, their platform is the best. There hasn't been a broker out there that can beat their platform. And TD Ameritrade also has workshops for free, so they actually teach you guys certain strategies and stuff like that, but don't take that full worth, because you also want to do your own side studying. And then Fidelity, I like Fidelity because it has the best execution. I said that in my previous live stream. Literally, I never place a limit order when I'm trading through Fidelity, because almost of every trade that I've ever placed with Fidelity, the execution, the price that I get my stock for, whether I'm shorting or selling, is almost never higher than the bid or the ask price, And it's usually, if I'm buying a stock, so let's say I'm buying a stock, the bid is $5 and the ask is 510. Not 510, I'm sorry, 501. Most of the time, believe it or not, I get the bid price. Okay, so their execution is good, their platform is so, but it's a reputable company, it's a reputable broker. So those are the two top ones. Now, if you're looking for leverage, you can go to SureTrader. SureTrader is an overseas broker. So the minimum deposit is $500. So you can literally deposit $500 and trade with SureTrader. And the great part about it is you can day trade. There's no restrictions, and they leverage your money 6-to-1. So if you deposit $500, you're trading with 6 times that. Okay, so I think that's a good way to build up your account, but it can also destroy your account. So I don't want to discuss SureTrader too much because I don't want to lead you guys on to opening up an account with them and then end up blowing your account up because there's too leveraged. Okay, but you should just read up on it. So far I mentioned TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, and SureTrader. Okay, again, now you're coming into the game with $1,000 to $5,000. Okay, if in your head you think you're going to be trading for an income, get that out of your head. Okay, your main focus, if you're coming into the stock market with an account size anywhere from 1 to 5K, your goal or your vision should be to building that account. So you're literally placing money into that account that you don't need for a certain amount of period of time, and you want to build that account. So again, previously I had showed you guys. I don't think I have it on my yeah, I took it out. So I had a whole guide on how to build a small account. Okay, a $1,000 account. Actually, it's right here. Okay, this I created myself, and this should be you guys could copy it, take a picture of it, screenshot it, and really read it. Okay, so basically, this is actually a $2,000 account. Okay, so this is started with a $2,000 account. Now, no matter how good of a trader you are, you have to be disciplined. So why? Because you're building an account. Because you want to, your goal as a trader should ultimately to have a $25,000 account. Because when you have a $25,000 account, you have a lot of freedom. Okay, freedom meaning that you can trade as much as you want intraday. There's no restrictions. You have margin. You can get in and get out. You can limit your losses, etc. So here it states that I started off with $2,000 and your max profit is $100. So your max loss is $20. Okay, so commission, we're going to take it out if we believe, if you guys take my advice and open up an account with TD Ameritrade, you're not going to be paying this. So you're starting off with $2,000. Your leverage 2-to-1, so you're trading with $4,000. Okay, your goal is to make $1,000. Okay, so how can you do that? So, well, if you have $4,000 buying power, in all actuality, you only have $2,000, but you're leveraged. So they give you 2 times this to trade. So your leverage is $400. Okay, again, this was through, by the way, options, but your goal should be to trade 100 to make $100. Okay, now if you're trading stocks, you're gonna have a limitation as far as day trading. But if you're trading on their margin, if you buy a stock and then sell it the next day, it doesn't count as a day trade. So your money will be available to trade the following day. So literally, if I buy stock today on February 1st and sell it the 2nd, I make my profit here and I can trade again. So if I make $100 a day for 30 days, okay, it adds up. So if you follow this guideline, so I'm making $100 a day and the max loss I'm willing to take for that day is $20, okay? And then sometimes you're going to see yourself, you're going to have like a $200 day. Okay, you should never let yourself pass below your max loss. Okay, this is where discipline is going to come into play. As soon as you see $20 loss, you're going to cancel that trade. Okay, now if let's say for 3 or 4 days you don't receive any losses, and you receive straight gains for 4 days. Okay, then you can be a little riskier and you can move your max loss up for a day. Okay, because technically, see, it was $20 a day for my max loss, but I didn't take no losses. So I made $100. I made $100. I made $100. So I made $500 in 5 days. Okay, so my next trade, I'm willing to risk $100. Okay, stop losses at $100. So if you follow this, we started off with $2,000, making $100 a day. Okay, my max profit, now $100 doesn't seem like a lot, right? But if you're making $100 a day, right, and you only started off with $2,000, you just made 100%, more than 100% return on your account by just making $100 a day. Okay, and then sometimes you can make $200 a day. Okay, sometimes you'll have some good days. So the goal here is your check should be $100 a day, and then anything over $100, consider it a bonus. Okay, consider it a commission paid to yourself. Okay, but don't ever let a good day get to your head and start to feed your ego. Again, you shouldn't even have ego as a trader. So this is perfect right here. Literally, we started off with $2,000. We made $100 a day on the average, and we closed out for the month with $4,700, and we made $2,800 in profit. Okay, you see you see $1,100 in max loss. That's just me totaling up every day your max loss. Okay, so you're not really going to see this number. And then the commission, if you were to pay $10, a trade buy and sell, you're looking at $210 worth of commission, but you're not going to pay that $210 of commission if you follow me and open up an account with TD Ameritrade, okay, under a margin account. So this is something that I situated here for guys that or girls that have a small account, okay, because I know what it is to trade with a small account. When I first started trading, I had a small account. My main focus was not as an income, it was to build the account. So, traders go on Instagram and you see traders with, fancy cars and, $10,000 bands. And no, I was focused on building an account. Okay. So at the end, it's what we're left with that counts. Okay. So you could have all of that money. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. So don't try to live somebody else's lifestyle when you're trading, or think that you're going to attain their lifestyle. Just focus on building your account. All right. If I would have never showed you this chart, you would have been like, this guy's talking about only making $100 a day. Well, yeah, making $100 a day, and then look, in 1 month we made $2,800. If you compare that to a regular 9-to-5 job, you're not going to make $2,800 a job, especially if you're getting paid minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're coming straight out of high school, you might have, but a lot of people, don't make $20 an hour at their job. So the average national average per hour on a regular job, you're making like $12 an hour. You're not going to make $2,800 making $12 an hour at a job. And then, mind you, you have the luxury. Okay, you made $2,800 a day. You only made $100. In a month, you only made $100 a day. But think about this: you have freedom. Okay, you're not working for somebody else. You don't have a boss. And you're only making $100 a day, right? And you're making $2,800 a month. And of course, when you get better, your skill set starts to rise, you're going to be making, then you push yourself to $150, right? So now if you're increasing your profit by $50 a day. So this is going to be anywhere, it's going to be probably over $4,000 a month. Okay. So you guys should really look into this, and you guys could, restructure it to your needs, but this should be the ultimate guide right here. All right. So another advice is you guys ask about what to look for in a stock. Okay, that is a general question. I can't really answer that question with just an answer. Okay, if you were to ask me what I look for in a stock, okay, I'm a short seller, so I look for stocks that are overvalued or up too much on the intraday or weekly or within 3 days. they're up 30, 40, 50%, I take that into factor with some technicals, and I see why it gained so much, and then I'll decide a short entry. Okay, that's for further on. That's not advice to be given to you guys now. You guys have to lay out a plan. Just like you guys went to school for business or whatever, the first thing in business class, business 101, they tell you to lay out, and if you're going into any business or you want to open up a business, you need to lay out a business plan. So if you're going into trading is a business, you're going to lay out a trading plan. Okay. And again, this is something of that sort. So if you guys are looking to go into, let's say, StockTwits, okay, don't use this. Okay, new traders, they want tips. All right, don't. And by the way, I'm on StockTwits, but I'm one of the biggest trolls. All right, I literally just talk a bunch of shit on StockTwits because people literally, like, they just upset me and get me angry. Literally, I mean, like, you can go to any stupid stock and you could just see the stupidness of people. Like, literally, they just have no idea what they're trading. Let's see what they're talking about in DWTI. Okay, by the way, I'm still in DWTI with a 235 average. They like, this is a chart from like CNBC, and they're using it. And this guy's talking about a fast and furious rally at $37. And then you as a new trader, like, oh shit, okay, oil's gonna rally $37. Let me buy oil, and then you're gonna get screwed, right? So don't go to StockTwits. Don't follow people's advice in StockTwits. Don't go to Yahoo message boards, Yahoo finance message boards. Link up, speak to people that trade stocks every day. I have a chat room. It's free. It's a bunch of traders in there. We trade every day. This is what we do. There's no bias. We're not biased in the chat room. It's not like we only stick to one side. We trade the way we believe we're going to make money, okay, up and down, whether we're short selling and buying. We are not biased. We don't, it's not about loving a company and wanting the company to do good. It's not about a company hating a company and wanting the company to do bad, okay? So, again, I have a chat room. You guys can come in, and it's easier for you guys to ask questions there. Some do, some don't. But anytime anybody asks a question, it usually gets answered right away. And again, it's literally it's gonna come down to you and how much you want to learn. So nobody's gonna make you want to learn how to trade stocks. You can go to different YouTube channels and they could show you this, show you that. A lot of it is garbage. Okay, what it comes down to is like any other profession. Okay, if you were to become a real estate agent, if you were to become a life insurance agent, if you were to be a car salesman, you make your own money. Nobody's gonna pay you. Okay, it's commission, and how you earn your commission here is by making good trades. If you make good trades, you're gonna make money. If you make bad trades, you're not gonna make good money. You're not gonna make money at all. So if you want to make money, the motive is the money, and the way you're going to obtain that is by obtaining knowledge. So, all right, that's enough. So that's just what advice that I have for you guys. As far as ETFs, I already went through that. I did live streams regarding ETFs. I have a whole live stream on ETFs. I probably listed over 100 different ETFs, 3X, 2Xs, 1X, and stuff like that. And then anybody that wants like a vocabulary sheet with definitions, I can send that to you guys, because I know sometimes I talk and these words that I use, especially if you're just viewing this and you've never traded stocks, I'm using words and vocabulary that you probably never even heard of. So if you guys want it, you guys can shoot me an email at bouadvisors@gmail.com. and I'll send you guys a vocabulary packet sheet. You guys can study the words and definitions. All right. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see what's up for this week, see what I missed. I've been busy, like I said, so I kind of missed all like weekend news that came out. I didn't really trade that much on Friday. I was only focused on DWTI, which I'm still up from 235, still holding. Crude isn't trading at the moment, so I'll be viewing again. So this, if you guys are new, investing.com is something that I use majority of the time for charting out futures. Okay, what is futures? Futures is basically an indication of how the market is going to open up on the following day. Okay, so we have the Asian market here, and then we have the S&P. VIX, this is the how volatile the VIX is, how volatile the S&P is. This is the top Dow 30 stocks. Okay, this is how we combine our futures. We have the NASDAQ futures and we have the S&P. Okay, shouldn't take them for full value when they're trading in the future. When our market is closed, again, it's only an indication, a prediction of how our markets will open up on the following day. Commodities, we have gold, silver, copper, crude oil, Brent oil, natural gas. The only ones I really pay attention to is natural gas, crude oil, gold, and I have my eyes set on copper as well, okay? But I don't really trade copper, any stocks related to copper. I think the only stock that I really have ever traded that deals with copper is AKS, which I actually haven't checked in a long time. It's actually up. Last time I saw AKS was way down here. So I fucking missed a big ride here. Oh well. These are like stocks that I used to trade in 2014 probably. And they were so much higher than this. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Look. I remember when this was like around $5. Yeah, 2014. All right, so investing. So I'll go here. So basically, let's say I want to short oil. I need to know how oil is. So when I chart, I don't do any fancy work. I don't look at different technicals, and it's very simple. I'm a simple chart reader. Look at volume. Of course, there's no trading, so there's no volume indication of how much volume is going in and out of crude oil. But if I were to just chart this simply, okay, how I usually start off is on the daily, on a 1 day. Okay, obviously it's a consistent downtrend, and we've been shorting oil since here as well. We've been shorting oil forever. So we caught all of this ride down. So then I'll look here. So I'm looking to draw some lines. Ultimately, I'm looking to draw some lines, okay? So we have this level here. See, oil is not really this high, first of all, right? So every month contracts roll over. So it just so happens to be that the contracts that we rolled over into Friday, the contract was at $33. So put oil at 33. We know oil doesn't belong at no $33. So the bulls tried to push it up, but I believe it was pure manipulation. It was also due to political news. And again, when you trade certain stuff, just like oil, you're going to have to be in tune with the current global and domestic news as well. So we actually took a short on crude when it was sitting around here. Okay. And we're not, we were, no, was it here? Let me see. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was like around here. Okay. And we didn't close too far from it. So I'm still expecting a continued downtrend. So if you look here, we are pretty much no matter how you look at it, okay, if you look at this chart, not bias, not without bias, the oil did make a bullish move. Okay, does that mean we're bullish on oil? No, but the chart is signifying it's bullish right now. That's what it's telling me. No matter how I draw this downtrend line, right, it's broken its current downtrend, literally. And what do I mean by that? So anything above this green line here that I drew down, okay, it's very simple. If the price goes beyond this, okay, it's bullish, right? And we did just this. We broke the downtrend on that candle from 29 to 31. But that was a contract rollover. So I don't really believe in that, okay? So there's a chance of oil really actually hitting 34 or testing this wick. And I truly believe that, but I'm still short. And I do want to see oil, go back in these levels because I want to short again. I want that short ride again. Okay. This was a beautiful short from from 37 all the way down. So at this point, we're going to play oil cautiously, and we're not really going to risk the 34s, right? So we had a tippy top here. Right. So now let's say you didn't play oil. Let's say so oil is sitting at 31.95 right now. So let's say you're coming in Monday, you haven't shorted oil, but you're looking for a short entry. So again, I'm holding a DWTI position averaged at 235. Okay, I missed the bottom by like $6, right? Because I bought it in there 235, it hit 228, and then it bounced right back up. So right now, I think after hours, DWTI closed at 273. I truly believe DWTI will hit $550, $600. And that's why I don't really want to let go of my 235 average. I want to hold on to that average because I feel like that's a safe average. So on Monday, here's what to watch. Okay, first of all, we're going to watch any news that comes into play, right? So we drew a downtrend from the top, but I want to draw an uptrend from the bottom, right? And bam. So this is a key area to look into right here. So anywhere from $33, okay, and I want to say all the way down to want to look for see this gap up. This gap up with the contract rollover. Okay, so even though oil rolled over to like $33 and change, 32.90s, if you look at the short race, the short volume that came into play, money managers shorted the hell out of this, right? Selling, but there was a lot of shorting going on as well. Okay, they increased their shorts. I mean, hell, $33 is a good average. Can't remember the last time we hit $33, right? Last time we hit $33 was a long time ago. Put it that way. So, tomorrow's actual entry up, I might be looking to add more to my short, and I don't want a breach of this. Okay, most traders look at support and resistance differently than I do. Okay, I look at support and resistance a lot different than most traders. This is a double top here that occurred. So this is a crucial level here. So I'm gonna mark that red. Okay, and I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna really take profit taking just yet. Okay, if we can get a gap fill sometime this week, hopefully, I'll take my profits here. So the green line is here. That's gonna be my profit taking. So ultimately, I shorted around here. My profit taking is going to be here. It's only $2, right? $2 on the oil short, but it does wonders when you're trading ETF, right? And I picked it up here somewhere. So let's say 31. So I was up like I was up like around 23%. We hit 290 on Friday. I didn't sell because my average is so good. 235 average is that I just want to swing it. Because I'm very biased against oil. I'm very short, have a very short sentiment regarding it. So I'm gonna hold on to it, see what's gonna happen. So there was nothing bullish about Friday, by the way. Okay, there was, I don't know what people are calling. They were calling bullish activity. There is nothing bullish about Friday's move, especially considering it was contract rollover. All right, so from the top where we had the contract rollover, this was the top, right? It was around, let's say $33, right? I draw a downtrend line, okay, from the last top, right here. Then we topped out here. We kept making lower lows, okay, and lower highs, obviously, which is good when you're shorting, right? So if we zoom in, we actually closed below the downtrend line. So we're actually still in downtrend, right? And we're not in downtrend by a lot. So I don't really want to see, I'm going to place a stop on my short here. I'm going to sell my DWTI there and then just re-enter, hopefully. So oil stop loss here. So this is at 32.13. So let's do an oil stop at 32.20. Okay. So this is a downtrend. All right, so we closed at after hours. We closed at 31.95. If we hit 32.20, I'm gonna take my profits, okay, and I'm gonna be looking to re-enter. So if it continues to, if it breaks this line, I truly believe we're gonna retest this right here, which is around the 32.50s, and then my target is I'm gonna place a short at 32.50s, and then look. So if I place a 32.50 short, my goal is 31. So I'm playing dollar for dollar here, and then re-entering the short. I'm not really, so my overall sentiment is I'm still bearish on oil price. This was just a contract rollover. So it's not really anything to be, worked about, right? This is normal, especially considering it's down tremendously. So this rally is not really scary. And you look at the big move in the rollover, and it did nothing to oil. Okay, so UWTI is still down almost for the month is down almost 40%. Okay, for the year it's down pretty much more than 100%, but way more. But so for Monday we're going to be looking at oil. Now let's see. I wanted to do some research on Shutterfly because I saw that there was a lot of sales going on Shutterfly. There's a lot of negative sentiment on Shutterfly, so we're going to put SFly. Okay. By the way, Baker's Brothers, they bought in INCY. For you guys that did not know. The weird stuff. So, okay, so whoever, all right, so this is perfect because Facebook, right? I posted something in the chat, and I posted something on my Instagram, and I said, watch. I guaranteed that there was going to be insider selling on Facebook. And how did I know that? I knew that because every time Facebook surged, insiders sold, including the CEO, including the owner, okay, Mark. Every time Facebook surged, he took a lot of profit out of his company, he dumped a lot of his stocks, okay, a lot of his shares. So we see a sale of 65, almost 66 million. I think he's a he's an officer, a regular officer of Facebook. And then we see Carl Icahn. You guys who trade know who Carl Icahn is, and he took a loss on MENT. Huge gap down, huge gap down from the 28s. And it looks like he got hurt on that one, and he sold for 146 million. So your best investors, okay, always get hurt as well. So that's why I don't do long-term trading. But so there's nothing really spectacular here on. Oh, we're gonna look at AE. Okay. So ADT decides to gap up about 50%, and then analysts give it a downgrade. So I stay away from that because obviously there's some type of hidden agenda going on there. All right, so on Friday again, like I said, I didn't really trade too much. was focused on oil, so I was hawking oil like a hawk. Right. So I'm gonna look at my scanner real quick on my phone. All right, so there was news that came out Friday. We had hot inflation data. Okay, so we surpassed the Fed's 2.0% target. We hit a 2.2% annualized rate, which is higher than past 4.5 years, which could indicate a Fed hike. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, but I'm looking still bet against the market. I'm still short the market. Right. Okay, that's enough. Obviously, later on, I'm going to chart some more myself, but on my Instagram, I had a couple of weeks ago, I posted a short on UHAL U-Haul. It was around 360. Okay, it was around this area right here. So now I had stated I was waiting for a re-entry. Most likely, I'll be entering this short again on Monday. Basically, my price target was sub 300. Okay, and we hit a 303, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. 305, 304, and this green candle came from insiders buying. Okay, they purchased more stocks. I guess they didn't want their stock to plummet, because if they didn't save it, my price target would have got hit, which was below 200. So this huge green candle here came from insiders, right? So I'm looking for a gap fill here. So I'm still calling a sub 300 on it, with a stop over here at 400. So I say we break 300 before we break 400. That's going to be my bet. So I'm looking to place a short tomorrow on it, and so obviously it's continued downtrend here. Okay, perfect downtrend. Even if we lift this up here. So my stop is going to be somewhere around the 350s. All right, so I'm looking to take a short. Hopefully we can open up green. I'll take a short around 350s. I'm sorry, 340s. Keep a stop above 360. So this is U-Haul chart. You know what? So all I did here was create a downtrend line, okay, that occurred. As we see from as the days progressed from this day here, which was November 27th, it just continually declined, okay. And as it declined, it couldn't break above this line here. So obviously that's a bear flag, that's bearish, okay. Some are calling it a buying opportunity here, where it bottomed. It seemed like it bottomed out a little over under 310. But a break below this line, I'm not going to take profit. Okay, so a break below this line is a break below 300, right? And the last time we saw 300, I don't even remember when that was. But let's look for the meaty term. So now we're looking here, right? Do you guys have any questions, by the way? Guys, you guys can ask them questions. Hey, by the way, this is a swing. This is probably going to be about a week swing. Or until my profit is taken or my stop loss is hit. So now you ask yourself, is this a good trade? I could be wrong on this trade, right? I could be wrong on this trade. But the thing is, I look at it, well, from the lines that I drew, still continuing a downtrend, right? Obviously, this is not the market where, stocks are going to stay at their high. They're overvalued. Plus, I already did fundamental analysis on U-Haul in my prior live stream, and I talked about their debt in accordance to their assets. So their total debt compared to their total asset is 1-in-1. So almost for every dollar asset they have, according to their financials, for every dollar they have a dollar in debt. Okay, so I had no problem doing a long-term swing. This was the exact type setup, okay, of LinkedIn, okay, LNKD, when I announced the short at 253. And then, in a month or 2 months later, it hit $100. It hit below $100. That's more than $100 return, 100% return from my short call. Okay, same thing was debt, and I caught this on before. Okay, I caught onto that before it went public. So now it was sitting at 253. Analysts were giving price targets at 400, some of them 500. And then sure enough, I said next earnings, they're going to blow earnings. They blew earnings, right? They tanked. And then they just started receiving downgrades. And analysts were talking about their debt and this deteriorating ad revenues and blah, blah, blah. So this is why it's important to do your own research. Don't wait for these analysts to publicize and publish their articles. You want to know this information before it's public, before they feed it to the public. You want to do your own analysis, your own due diligence, right? So it's important. So I truly believe U-Haul is going to test lows before it ever goes back up. All right, so they could forget about the $500 price targets on U-Haul. And if you understand how buy side and sell side works, you'd understand what I'm saying. So, so I'm looking to short around 340, 345, right? And I'm placing a stop over this, right? So I'm going to place a stop. I'm going to draw it with a red line. A stop means I'm going to take a loss here. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to immediately exit my short if this is breached. I feel like this line isn't accurate. All right, hold on. Right there. And that's going to be so in all actuality, I'm not going to wait for that, all right? So I'm going to place a stop at 360. So now I'm going to use this tool here, which tells me my risk and reward. So since I'm shorting this, I'm going to hit short position, right? And I'm going to bring this here. So I'm going to place it here, right? So the start of the green. So I'm risking 2% for 12%, okay, for 11%. So this is what I'm risking here. Ultimately, this is what I'm risking. All right, this is perfect. So I'm looking to this is 349. Perfect. Here. This is you all. So this is going to be my exact play tomorrow. Okay, this is giving this to you right before it happens. Okay, before it happens. Market isn't even open right now. And I'm going to do this. So basically, my initial size on this short, I'm looking to place a 200 share short. Again, it's not going to matter because my account size is completely different than the next person's size. It might be smaller, might be larger. It doesn't matter. What matters is the percentage gain on the trade, right? So I'm looking to place a stop at around here, right? So around here is going to be around 360. So I'm looking to place an entry around 345. Again, I might even have a better average. I might sit there and tomorrow God might give me a gift and it might open up at 352. I'm going to look at the volume. I'm not going to jump right in. Okay, so I'm going to look at the intraday volume coming in. I'm going to look at the intraday chart. I'm going to look at the 5, 10 minute, and then I'm going to place my short. So again, this is just based if I take a short at 340, 345, right? 346. I might get a 350 average. That might be better for me. So then if I get a 350 average, my stop no matter what is going to be 360. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm going to buy it at 360 and then, okay, if it breaks 360, it's bullish again. No, I'm going to just look to re-enter because ultimately I don't want to miss this 300 break because this 300 break is going to happen. So this is the play for tomorrow. This is what I'm going to be looking at. Okay, this is my main focus. I'm looking to tackle U-Haul. Okay, this is one of my my targets here. So Shutterfly. I don't know what's been going on with Shutterfly. Supposed to report. I have to do a little more due diligence on Shutterfly. Okay, I don't really know the company like that. But it's under a downtrend, right? So lower low, and we're trying to bounce back here. I'm looking to place a short somewhere around this area, right? So I don't want to miss this break. So this is how I'm going to play this one out, right? This is, by the way, Shutterfly, okay? Ticker is SFly. And again, what I like to do best is short. So why am I going to short it? I'm going to short it because it's in a continued downtrend in a broke uptrend, right? A broke uptrend here. Well, technically, kind of like topped out over here. But if you look at if you were looking at from 2009, of course, it's going to be in a continued uptrend, right? Oh. And this is just all basic charting here. So my short entry is at 41.43. I'm looking to enter there. And I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to figure out what my stop is going to be. So I'm gonna look at the 30-minute here. Or actually, I'll check out the hourly. So the break of 41 brought it all the way up to 46 before it started to downtrend, right? So a break above 41. So I'm not going to be playing any short here. So ultimately, yeah, so you guys should read this. It's a new article that came out on oil. All right. So Weight Watchers is back on my list. I haven't traded Weight Watchers even after that whole big spike. When Oprah Winfrey took stakes, she bought a large stake, I think over 10% stake in Weight Watchers. So the stock rose. Was sitting at like $7, and it went all the way to 26, right? Soared, I think, what, more than 80%, 70%. Oh, okay, 270%. Ridiculous, right? And I didn't short, and I should have, but I was too scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was too scared to short it because when news comes out, especially somebody like Oprah Winfrey. Now, Oprah Winfrey is just not somebody or anybody. Okay, she has a large base followers, which means that anybody that follows her, let's say, for example, let's say they're obese. Okay, be politically correct. Let's say they're obese, and they follow her, and she buys Weight Watchers. What do you think their followers are going to do? What her followers are going to do? They're going to buy Weight Watchers. Now, Weight Watchers ultimately they were losing, bad margins, bad revenue. They were just like becoming an old company, and they were just going to become extinct. Nobody was falling for Weight Watchers gimmick. I still believe it's a gimmick. What you lose like two pounds if you truly follow Weight Watchers. Okay, who needs Weight Watchers? You go to the gym, you hire a personal trainer. Why are you gonna buy a protein shake? It makes no sense. But anyway, this is besides the point. We're not gonna look at it from a fundamental perspective. If we're gonna look at it, we're gonna look at what happened. So we're trading at $7, went all the way to 26. Complete takedown here. I remember the drop occurred here when they found the cicada, okay, inside a shake, okay. I kind of told everybody that's a little bizarre. Looks as finding a cicada. For those that don't know what a cicada is, I'll show you what a cicada is. I honestly thought cicadas were extinct, to be honest. Cicada. So this is a cicada. Oh, let's do it. This is you know those little bugs that make like this annoying noise, right? And they just bump into the wall and they just kill themselves. How dumb they are. But yeah, they found this in protein shake, I believe, in a powder, and it brought the stock down tremendously, right? Now, if we learn from and this is another short that I'm going into, by the way, which is CMG, Chipotle. Chipotle got rocked, okay, by almost 50% when they found out that, when the news came out and they were undergoing E. coli, over 100 customers got poisoned or whatever, and it brought the stock down tremendously. So now we're seeing a little buying here, okay, but I'll be looking to place a short soon. All right, so back to WTW, okay. I'll be looking for a short. I don't know why it rose, so obviously I'm going to do that. Okay, so WTW stock soars in diabetes study, okay. All right, this is perfect for you guys. Let me see how many people are watching because this is perfect. All right, for you guys in here, right? Now, I want you guys to look at this and just see how stupid the market is, all right? The shares are up 15%, okay, because a study. Now, if you look at this from a scientific perspective, from somebody that studies science or is in medical school, you have a study that was conducted by the Indiana University School of Medicine. Okay, well, let's see. I've never heard of Indiana. Okay, Indiana. I know plenty of people that went to med school. My girlfriend's a nurse. She studied nursing. She's an RN license. She's doing her master's. She's in the medical field. She went to an accredited school. I'd never heard of Indiana. So, maybe they are good, right? First thing that came up is basketball. So I don't know. I thought we were talking about medical here, but university, right? So let's do this. study at statistics, right? Remember, I told you Google is like your best friend. So, all right. So she's a freshman, and she states, "I'll admit that there are a handful of not so serious students at IU than at Purdue." Okay, Purdue is a very good medical school. Okay, she says this is just a liberal arts school. It offers rather easy majors. Purdue is a full school full of engineers, blah, 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 liberal students, but there is no comparison. They are two different types of schools. The academic here at IU are incredible, blah, blah, blah. You will hear horror stories, blah, 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 blah. So it actually, it's not really what I wanted to hear. I thought she was talking about their studies. Okay. So she seems like an angry student that failed. All right, whatever. We're not going to look them up, but whatever. Let's go back to the article because it's going to take forever. All right, so studies. Okay, their studies are by students, okay? They're not studies done by or conducted by doctors or whatever it is. They're studies that are conducted by students. So according to the study, adults with pre-diabetes were more successful at losing weight and controlling blood glucose levels while using Weight Watchers than those that started their own programs at home. Those with prediabetes can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes by reducing their body weight by 5% to 7%. Okay, so you're going to tell me that these students, just by themselves, okay, in IU, decided to place Weight Watchers into their study, right? So let's see. And this is how I like to do investigation work. So I want to see if Oprah Winfrey and IU school. Shit. Right? I want to see if she had some type of influence in this doc. Oh, wait a minute. Do you see what's going? Hold on. Who's watching this right now? You guys, you got 4 people in here. Do you guys see what I just found? Okay, so I told you that WTW Weight Watchers soared when Oprah Winfrey, okay, bought stake into the company, right? She bought stake. She bought more than a 10% stake into the company. So she propped up. So she's automatically banking on this trade. Whether she's really investing, whether she's not, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a trade. It's not an investment. It's a trade because she's not going to be invested the rest of her life. So I consider her a trade. Okay, so she came in to Weight Watchers. Now she's up all of this ridiculous money that she doesn't probably even need, right? And then all of a sudden, Weight Watchers, a stupid little article by William White, right, an Investor Place writer, comes up with this little stupid article. And by the way, I'm shorting Weight Watchers. I'm going to be looking for an entry just because of what I just found. So Weight Watchers soars on diabetes study, okay? But remember, again, this is just how my mind works. So I said, okay, so WTW stocks soars on study conducted by Indiana University. So what comes to mind is nobody just decides to do a study on Weight Watchers. Okay, Weight Watchers is popular. It was once a household name. At this point, it's not, okay? People are finding different ways to lose weight. If you look at my girlfriend who's trying to lose weight, she doesn't have Weight Watchers, goes to the gym, okay, and does it the real way, okay? A protein shake is not going to make you lose weight, right? And then I went to Google and I said, I want to know if Oprah Winfrey and Indiana University have some type of connection, right? Because somebody like Oprah Winfrey, I would assume, has some type of influence in different universities, right? So it seems like that. And then I said Oprah Winfrey in IU school, right, in the Indiana University. It seems like they've already conducted, okay, they conducted an article stating is Oprah a religion? Is Oprah a religion, right? It is a religion. She has stupid followers that follow her that I don't know why she does because I don't know. This is just a topic that I get overwhelmed in because it's so like it's just people have followers, right? And it's just for what? Why are you following this person? What is this person doing for you? But whatever. So I'm not even looking at that top article. I'm looking at I want something juicier. So Oprah's advice to business students, right? And this was conducted by, let's see, I want to see. She's a Stanford graduate, right? Oh, man, let's see. I gotta skim through this. Indiana's University, Kelley School of Business, blah, blah, blah. I just saw Oprah Winfrey on here. Why? It just said, let's see. Media owner Oprah Winfrey. See, I hate when they do this. Like they have, but Oprah Winfrey's on here somewhere. It's just like, where? So, okay, IUPUI is Indiana University, Purdue University of Indiana, right? Upward Bound. So she's a media owner. So Oprah Winfrey is a media owner. Okay, the famous graduates of Upward Bound programs across the nation include actress blah 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 and media owner Oprah Winfrey. So she has ties to Indiana. Okay, she has ties. So obviously, the whole point of this was to show that whoever did this study is trying to kiss ass, right? And I believe that Oprah Winfrey had some type of influence in this study. Okay, obviously to prop up prices. This is what happens in the stock market. This is propping up happens, right? Could this be true? Maybe it could be true, but my question to you is why is the study has not been done by accredited scientists or accredited med student graduate med students, right? People that are doctors, right? So now there's only 225 patients in this study, okay? And this was paid for by Weight Watchers. Okay, so obviously this is what goes on. You have companies that prop up. So you got to really look at this article and really see, okay, is this study really true? Is it possible? Yeah, okay, it's possible. But could we look at it from a trader side or perspective, somebody that's like as myself that has been trading, I've seen dozens of companies that are crap and garbage and produce such articles like this and studies like this to prop up their prices. Why? Well, it's a good time to prop up your prices because since Weight Watchers soared, okay, like I just showed to you, when she bought in, she damn near evened out, because when she bought in, it was at $7, right? From the low here, it's at $11. So she was up. She's up. I mean, a lot still, 50% from the low. But I think that this article was to save the price, okay? And then this is why we saw this price action here, okay? Because it was sitting somewhere around $11. It was trying to break the 11 mark, and it looks like this stupid article came out to save the price. But as a short seller, this is what I look for. This is the stuff I like. Bullshit, right? So it was paid for by Weight Watchers. It's not like Indiana University just said, okay, let's do a study on Weight Watchers because we believe that Weight Watchers work. No, it was paid for. Most likely Weight Watchers contacted the university and said, hey, can you guys do a study on our product, blah, blah, blah. And then this stupid article comes out. So I don't take that study for anything. So a 15% spike on a news like this, it's just a bunch of traders trading the news, and you're gonna short sell the news. Okay, so you buy the rumor, sell the news, you short sell the news, and you buy the rumor. Okay, so that's how it works. All right, so let's look at Weight Watchers. And plus, it was an up market. Obviously, it helped the stock as well. You guys got to understand that the market has rallied. My last live stream, I noted that the market will rally. So let's look at WTW. This is, by the way, will be my last one. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go out eat, and then I actually got to do some studying because I'm taking some exams for more licensing. I'm taking a life and health license. So that's going to take up a lot of my time, and I'll be back on later tonight. So I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to do WGW. I'm going to finish it up. But so far, I went over U-Haul, UHAL, and S-Fly. Okay. So let's do this. So the high was around 15. All right, so let's look at the daily. The daily is all choppy, right? So we have a 12, and then we have this. So I'm looking for it. I want the gap. I want the gap fill here, right? So I want a 12. So you see there's a gap here. All right, there's a gap. Right? Small gap. Unbelievable the volume that came in on this because of this article. Crazy. My price target, first price target is going to be 1341 on this. It's a goal one right there, right? Why? Because it was support. I see that's prior support. It's prior support line. We're not looking for pennies here. We're looking for a swing. Okay, so if we're looking for pennies, I would say my first price target is 1432. But I'm not looking for pennies. I'm looking for dollars here. So it could honestly, it could move. All right, so it could still move, but we have gains to let go of some, let go before we move up some. So this is WTW. So it's just amazing how the article, like how I looked that up, and Oprah Winfrey, of course, has influence in Indiana University. So obviously, but majority of people that read the article probably would have never thought to ask that question. Like, okay, so the study comes out, does Oprah Winfrey have some type of influence regarding IU? Maybe that's why they published the article, and maybe it's not a coincidence that because Weight Watchers was sitting at its low, right? And maybe somebody's trying to save the price, share price. So see that. Okay, not all that of a short just yet, right? I'm not saying this thing is going to zero just yet, but it's possible. Anything is possible. Okay, so this is how we're going to play it out. Well, how I'm going to play it out. $15.24 was the day high. Stop is going to be $15.30. About $15.25. So anything over $15.25, we're not going to short, right? We're not going to short anything. I'm not going to short anything over $15.25. Anything $15.25 would say it's going to be another rally, another run. But I'm not gonna buy it, even though that I know if it breaks $15.25, it's gonna run again. I'm still not gonna buy it because it's not how I trade. I trade both sides, but I trade what I'm comfortable with, right? So $15.25, a break over $15.25. If it breaks this line right here, it's gonna continue to go up. I'm not gonna short it. The only way I'm gonna short this stock is if it's under $15. All right. It's sitting at $14.92. Depending on the open, again, the market futures can be red. You can have a red day tomorrow. So ultimately, if the price that I want, if I can't get the price that I want, I usually walk away from the trade. I don't even look at the stock. I move on, see what else that plays my setup. So I don't chase. So pretty much I look for a price target, short price target. If I can't get it, I don't care if I'm 10 cents short from my price target, right? If I can't get my target, if I can't get my buy-in price, I look away and I move on. I go to another stock, right? Because it's chasing. You don't want to chase anything. We're not beggars. We get what you just can't beg in the market. You can't have things come your way. So ultimately, my short entry on WTW. I really honestly want anywhere from $14.90, okay, to 15, 15.20, okay. I'm gonna have it. So now this is another thing. So if I get a 15.20 short target, so if my short, if I can place a short at 15.20, right? If I can place a short at 15.20. I'm gonna move my stop more. Right? There's no sense of I'm gonna move my stop. So if I get in at 1520, okay, um, my stop is gonna be 1598. Okay, 1598. Now this is a small stock, right? This is a small stock. This is a cheap stock. So, like I said, my first price target is going to be this one right here, which is 1340. I'd say we hit 1340 before we hit 16. I could be wrong, right? But I kind of see a 1340 before we actually. I'm sorry. I see a 1340 before we hit a 1650. Okay. So my stop is going to be 1525 if. Let me be more clear here. 1525 stop if my short entry is in the 1490s, right? And a stop at 1560 if my entry is above 1510 and below 1521. Okay, sometimes you just gotta be more clear. But all right. So close this out, leave that one there. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's 3 stocks that I went over. I'll go over some other ones later on tonight. And this is pretty much what I do. I spend about an hour, 2 hours looking at some stocks, see what happened previous days before, look at stocks that gained all week. And if they continue to gain all week, I usually wait patiently, and then I start putting price targets up. And this builds discipline, and it doesn't make you rush a trade. Because now I look at the chart, I understand the price action when I look at the chart, and I know what I'm headed towards. So if I pull up the WTW chart, if I pull up the WTW on my platform and I'm ready to trade it, I know what happened so far just by looking at that chart just the past 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I already know what I'm getting myself into. I've already read up, studied up on it, and I'm ready. And then I have it written down on paper, right? I understand. So I look at my notes and I say, all right, well, you said to yourself 1490, between 1490 and 1520 short. You have a stop at 1525. If you get a 1490 short and then a 1560 stop, if your short is anywhere around 1510, 1521, and your price target is 1340. So if I'm short at 1520 and the stock is at 1440, and I'm like, damn, should I take profits? And then I'm gonna look at my price target and say like, no, Jibs. You said 1340. You saw something, and you're gonna wait till that 1340 hits, right? And then that's how that. So I'm just showing you guys what I do the nights before I trade. I never just wake up and see what's going on. Usually I have a watch list that I've already researched, looked at the chart the night before, and then if something good happens the following morning, where something just pops up out of nowhere, whether it's earnings, it's a biotech and P3 results or P2 results come up, or there's a buyout rumor, then I'll play those stocks. But most of the time, I play only stocks that I've researched before, not intraday. I do my research when it's quiet, when the market isn't open. That's the best time to do your research, all right? So I'll see you guys later.